IPX Entertainment, we're a space sports entertainment company. We're aimed at applying a mature business model to exploit new space markets. So we're looking at the entertainment world to exploit space flight and tourism. One thing we know now is that we can mass market the new space industry before the ability to enter space is available and affordable for commercial use by using parabolic zero-gravity flights for sports-based entertainment. So we're developing the world's first team-based zero-gravity sport modeled on U.S. football. We want to create a sports league starting with 8 teams across the globe, and we know we can bring this to orbit with little alteration. And we're going to train and choose the athletes using a reality TV show under the name Space Champions. So the game, zero-gravity football, would be played in a Boeing 727 provided by the Zero Gravity Corporation. And it would have to feature it would have to use the situation at hand, the fact that zero gravity can be only provided but for 25 to 30 seconds for each parabolic arc. If we gather 40 or 60 arcs, we can have a half hour of game time in zero gravity. There are other details that we're working on are proprietary until we can premiere the show, so I don't want to talk about too much of the rules. Next. Okay, the sports industry would be, zero-gravity football would compete with traditional sports for the attention of the sports fan, but may generate interest in the non-sports fan for the novelty factor. The revenue streams would come from television advertising and distribution revenue, sponsorship and licensing, initial team franchises, and annual franchise fees. The possible customers for teams that we're going to sell are investors who want to own a team themselves, the other sports entertainment companies, or other new space companies. Because we are looking to create a market for space-based sports, those companies who perhaps happen to have a space station company or a rocket company would have an economic interest in seeing something like this succeed, because we would create a cultural shift in the world where this sort of thing was considered and desired, and people want to go to space themselves. So for us to become their customer, they might want to become our customer at first. It's just the same way this morning Lon Levin spoke about how Hughes satellite company invested in the XM radio. Okay. The television industry has, in the last several years, has made popular reality TV shows. It's now dominating the TV market with engaging more than 1.6 billion viewers in 2001 data. We know we can create compelling TV dramas when there are exciting challenges for the players, the personalities of the contestants themselves, and the element of chance is all in there. And with zero-gravity sports, we can do that. We actually put out a casting call a few months ago and got some interest from a variety of athletes, including a professional football player from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. If you look at the revenue from a typical reality TV show, these numbers are actually based on the average advertising dollars coming from an hour-long TV show. If you multiply it by 16, you'll get the expected revenue from the average performing show on that particular. If you take the average of averages, there you get almost $55 million based on the 1999 numbers. Now, that's for broadcast television. What I found is that broadcast television collects about 41 cents per viewer for any of its shows, or the average show. But if you look on the online and video on demand and peer-to-peer networks, with companies like iTunes is pulling in $1.99 per viewer and claiming 39 cents of it for Apple. So they're making almost as much as as a broadcaster. The result is the broadcasters are rushing into the broadband market as we speak, and just in the last 6 months they've been doing this. So if you consider those numbers, IPXN has a 5-to-1 advantage for distributing space channel TV over broadcast. We have our own website called spacechannel.tv where we can deliver through peer-to-peer networks our content. So a 16 episodes of a $10 million budget reality show would require only 312,500 viewers to break even. To match the projected US broadcast revenue, we only need 1.7 viewers of a worldwide audience. If we project a modest target of 500,000 viewers, then we'll do very well for our first year of operations. Broadcasters, if we license to them, will want to aim to keep as much as possible. For example, Mark Burnett has produced reality shows like Survivor and The Apprentice. He's also produced a boxing reality show called The Contender, where he obtained a 33% stake of the ad revenue. I believe sports leagues like if you want to call it a league, the World Wrestling Entertainment gets 50% or more of the revenue. But by having our own online video channel, IPXN can retain 100% of the advertising revenue, only have to get 1/5 of the audience to generate the same gross revenue numbers as broadcasters. So to get 50% of, if we were aiming for a similar deal or Mark Burnett does, like 50%, we only need 1/10 of the audience. For the same size US audience, for the average show on the average network of 8.5 million viewers, the potential online revenue is $272 million. Worldwide, that's difficult to predict, but the sky isn't limiting. Competition is other companies, large existing entertainment or sports companies who have not, in evidence, entered into this market so far, and are probably lacking the imagination and the relationships to do themselves until someone else does it first. The other potential competition are actually potential partners. The Zero Gravity Corporation are not liquid enough to do this themselves, so if they were interested in doing this, they would have to raise the capital as well. But I have a very good relationship with them right now, and the refusal to do this sort of team-based sport. Space Adventures would be a potential competitor. They have access to a lot of capital and are developing 2 spaceports where zero-gravity flights may be offered. They are potentially a great partner to work with to expand the zero-gravity sports league overseas. So the story so far, we've obtained financing for the development of Space Channel TV. The site has been created and launched on April 16th. It needs content, but we have many things in the work, aside from these sports entertainment products. The distribution and encryption technology for the video files has been tested, and the Space Channel video player has been developed, a custom player where viewers would be able to get access to our programs and not be able to pirate it without a very deal of difficulty. We produced a film, a Mars training expedition in Utah, a documentary called Crew 44. It's going to premiere in late August. And right now, we're looking for the right employees and investors to bring into the business. That's it. Questions, please?
Have you had any discussions with the networks, whether it's Fox, CBS?
I haven't begun discussions yet. I have some good contacts. One of the people who want to work for me works for Fox right now, and he's trying to develop a relationship with Fox Sports so we can approach them. But so right now we're considering we're going to approach distributors to get that into networks. What I found with the ad revenue is, and what entertainment companies have found, is that online offering your programs online erode their broadcast market, so it's worthwhile to do both. Yes?
At a tactical level, can you talk a little bit about what the game would be, how many people, duration,
Right.
support staff
Right.
in Zero G can be challenging.
Sure. Sure. Okay, we're thinking about 40 to 60 arcs. We have to test the game first, just to make sure exactly how many arcs are long enough to make an exciting game. Each down would be 25 to 30 seconds long, and we have to decide how many downs a team gets before the control of the ball switches to the other team, or they win control again. You can't exactly tackle in zero gravity, but we're going to do something else. For scoring, for instance, you just have to get your players into the end zone, and the ball is actually used to tag people out. And that way we can keep the game played for the entire 30 seconds of the weightlessness, rather than ending it after the first 5 seconds that somebody might score. So we want a continual scoring, like in basketball, so to keep it fast-paced. Yes?
Why do you consider the sports business to be a competitor to you? Maserati doesn't compete with a Chevy. It competes with a fur coat or a diamond necklace or something like that. You're somewhat unique in that whole category. Also, you have no public there. I mean, part of the excitement of football is you have 70,000 people screaming there.
Yeah.
In your case, it'll be just the players and the television camera.
Right. Well, most of the revenue for sports does come from the television rights, depending on the sports league. But the live audience there doesn't. It's not a significant chunk of the revenue. So your question was why am I comparing to sports entertainment? Because they have the talent probably to do something like this. Yes.
Is there content on the Space TV?
There's let's see, not paid content. We have a few deals in the works to get some content from various sources that will be paid. The channel works actually by a unique patent pending system that we have, so that viewers can actually watch ads and tokens to pay for the programs they watch, or they pay directly to IPXN to buy those tokens.
Are you tracking viewership, and is that relevant at this point? I don't know if there's enough content to make that.
There's not enough content right now, but we can easily able to track the viewership. Yes.
You have not mentioned the management team and their backgrounds.
Yeah,
How are
I
you going
didn't.
to run this?
I didn't get to that. I think that's the next slide. But management team is myself as president and executive producer of the show. As vice president of sales and marketing would be Anton James. He has about 12 years of experience in sales and marketing with large corporations, managing billion-dollar contracts and small startups and all sorts of things like that. There's there's a sound technician at Fox that wants work. I need the money to be able to hire people, primarily a sales and marketing team to sell the sponsorships that will need to do this. And a production studio can be hired